Right, we are recording. Hello and welcome. We are in session 13 of the Dead Sea God. And Carissa, do you want to let our players here recall? Well, actually, first off, does everyone remember what we were doing last time? It's been a hot minute.
Vaguely. And I didn't have time to watch a video.
It was auction time.
It was auction time.
And I encountered, oh my god, my cat. I encountered the big man himself. It was very scary.
He was like, arg.
He was indeed a very large man and very intimidating. You managed to throw him off your scent by basically throwing the doctor under the bus. What you calls it? The rest of our and you have been allowed to go back to the kitchen. I believe you had the intent of trying to contact your sister, who is otherwise in this auction. And you lamented the fact that you did not have any more charges for cryptogram for her, and then everyone else is at the auction. Is there anything else that of notable things that I should mention, Carissa?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Cool. All right. That being said, we are on to the sixth item on the docket. Good. Okay, I actually have things written down. I have notes. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So next up on the docket, our auctioneer has actually what the wait, is this one of the ones that is Carissa, remind me which ones. Oh wait, the highlighted ones are not highlighted. The italicized ones are the ones that are present. Got it. Okay, couldn't remember. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Brings up a book that is clearly the display piece, or I should say the lawyer whose name escapes me at the name Nabora. Nabora brings up a book and places it on its little display piece here. Excuse me. And the auctioneer goes on. Next up, we have Gnomish architectural manuscripts, dated to be over 100 years old. We shall start the bidding at 1,000 gold pieces. Does anyone wish to bid on this item? Figured nobody was going to be interested in ancient Gnomish architectural manuscripts, but I ask anyway.
For me,
1,000?
I would be interested, but I don't think in universe any of us would.
Yes. It is. To be fair, it is several manuscripts. It is not a singular book. This is merely as a display thing to remind people what is on the docket. But it is several Gnomish architectural manuscripts that are over 100 years old. As a reminder, Gnomish architecture is kind of a big thing. The gnomes are the ones who sort of founded the architectural guild here on the islands. So these are pretty big deals. This is like not necessarily like Da Vinci's drawings of Venice, but like closer to that than like the shit that comes out of Taylor Hall on Kent, if that makes sense. All right. Anyway, bidding on this is Dithian, the library gentleman. Surprising nobody. I believe that was him, right? Am I correct on that?
You're right.
Okay, I was like, ha, I remembered names. All right. Surprising no one. He is interested in it. Our Eric Hokra, a friend here, Hela is also interested. Then you have Quiet is bidding on this as well. Terrathelic? That's the no, that's the Lumberous.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, surprising absolutely no one, and who is the most enthusiastic of the bidders, leading to her winning, is Rowan. Is that how we pronounce that?
Rowan.
Rowan. Okay. Sorry, it's been like several weeks, and my brain forgets how my tongue's supposed to move for half of these names.
Sorry.
All right, Rowan, who wins the books for 10,000 gold. All right, now, the timing just happens to work out this way. We are now having another sort of RP break for people. Is there anything that you all wish to do? Benny, you have had
Nope.
sufficient time to make up hors d'oeuvres and make your way down here. If you wanted to start offering things to our guests here, and y'all engage thusly.
I will, because I need to. I don't have cryptograms, so I'm going to tell my sister via snack delivery. So
All
I
right.
can probably. I'm sure I have to. I was planning on saying, like, if I got questions on it, that Miss Forsyth had requested that I come back during the auction and serve her again. But if there's enough for me to serve other people, sure, I'll do that too.
I would. I mean, it's been quite a bit, and they technically had hors d'oeuvres ready. I think it's more just like you're coming down rather than like one of the miscellaneous like servers.
Yeah,
Would be my thought.
Again, I had thought on it, and I was going to say that she had requested me specifically, but that's all right.
I mean, if you want to say that, that's fine. I thought you said if you had to, you would say that, or if you want.
Yeah.
When
Either
I was
way,
hoping, oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wanted to walk around and just like make myself available for people to grab me for drinks as they need. But I also wanted to like maybe try and pay attention to what people were saying and maybe what they were interested in bidding in if I could hear
Oh
that.
wait, do I still have my earpiece?
Yes, all of you still have your magic equivalent of the spy earpiece.
I am going to also put out a warning that I got, and he at least knows about me. It's likely he knows about the rest of us. I can't remember the specifics that he told me, but so to be unawares.
All right. Carissa, is there anything that our nosy bartender should be rolling or thinking about or noting?
All right, Cookie, as you're walking around, Royowin, the person who won the last competition, definitely is very happy to get a drink from you and seems to be exceptionally pleased with herself. You do notice Quiet, the Kenku, that you guys actually haven't had a chance much to interact with, is kind of staring daggers into the back of her head. It does not seem to be very happy about the winnings. You do get the message from Benny while you're walking around that to be very careful, that Barrett possibly knows what's going on. Barrett is now sitting at the front of the auction room, beside where Nabora is standing at the side of everybody else doing things. He's sitting in the same chair as everybody else. It looks almost comically small for him, but he seems to be comfortable enough, and he is watching impassively. He's not actually looking at anybody specifically. Roll me. See if I can get it to request correctly. A perception check.
I love this thing.
It's so cool that you have upgraded the thingamajig to do this, even if I don't know how to make it do the button.
Oh,
Damn!
That's great.
perceiving.
Hell yeah.
All right. So as you're kind of like walking back through the front, what would have been perceived by somebody who is trying to like casually watch people as Barrett not really knowing anything specific, he is glaring daggers, not at Tool in the back, the person who Benny gave up, but her husband, Thalinar, who's sitting on the other end of the room away from her. You also
These are the
notice...
couple that were having a fight or like they were arguing or whatever.
Yes, they are. You also notice that Gavin, the guy who you were trading giggles with at the bar,
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like slouched forward and is kind of keeping Gila, his partner, out of sight from the lumber baroness. Which, if you remember earlier, she was actually trying to recruit Gila, so that's a little awkward. You also notice that Faraday is getting hit on by two very pretty women. That's not really hard to notice.
Oh, remind me what name Farida is currently going by. It was
Faraday's
Devin.
going by Devin, but the female Devin. But I don't know
Female
how that's spelled.
I think it's Davon. No.
Or it could be Devon.
yeah. I was going to say
I
it's
know the
D
female
E.
Devin.
Vin?
Yeah, I've seen several.
I'm so glad I said the female version because I definitely thought it was spelled with an A.
That's
So did
Davin.
I. Is it?
Like Devan is how I thought
I
it was
hate
spelled.
English.
Dude,
be like
do not get me
Devon.
started on the abomination stuff that happens to my name. Okay.
Hey, I mean, I'm right there with you.
But no, I actually had there actually was a female Devin who we worked with before, and I want to say it was either Devin or Devan. I don't remember
that
which.
might be where I'm getting AN because that was the person who trained me.
Yeah, she spells
Mm.
it with an AN. So that is at least an acceptable spelling of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that you probably noticed that nobody else in the group has had a chance to notice yet is that from the back of the auction, beside the stairs, there's those two doors. And with your keen little kitty cat hearing, you can actually hear scuffling.
Oh.
It's not sure what the scuffling is. Maybe they're moving boxes, maybe some other things are going on, but you can hear some mild noises going back there. As far as you know, those are the storage rooms.
Let's say, is that where no, because I got my alcohol in the keel of the boat, so that wouldn't be the same place.
Mm-mm. It's kind of like in the same location, but just down.
Okay.
And Benny, you would then make your way over to Bunny, who is where the bollocks did we sit her?
She's up the upper right.
Upper. Oh, so she is.
Yeah, so feel
I'm
free to move your character.
I can't actually see is the thing. I have a black screen.
What? Your character's on this field.
There's
No,
no.
I have my character. I just can't see anything. It's just, I'm in a bit. Oh, never mind.
You got it?
You good?
I see people out here.
Yeah, that's the doorway.
There's no detail. Will there be detail when I go out the doorway?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm going out the door. Boop.
Can you see things now?
I can see people on a black abyss.
Oh,
See
that's
all
not
the
good. That's not good at all.
Do I need to be in Chrome?
Yeah, you do need to be in Chrome.
Okay, then I'll go to Chrome. My bad, buddy.
It's okay. New computer.
But hey, presumably better than old's computer at least.
Mm.
Yes, it booted up extremely quickly, which was nice.
Splendid.
nice.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. God damn it. Well, here, I'm going to stick with Firefox for now, just in the interest of expediency, but I don't know how to move the map to get more access to these people. Thank you. I
You're
love
welcome.
you. Thank you for your help.
No problem.
But yeah, I'm gonna offer more delicious sweets, like do the full, like the bow, the tray out. And as she leans in, I'm going to tell her that Barrett found me. He knows about you. You need to leave.
And she is going to sort of take. She's. You know her well enough to know that she is a professional at this, and she is just sort of smiling casually and taking the food offered to you. And she just says, Thank you, sir. And then she gives you a very like deliberate, slow nod of understanding.
Okay. And let me know when you're safe. And then I'm gonna start walking the circuit with my whatever snack they gave me to hand out to the people.
Maybe tiny little like tarts and wrappers or something. I'm trying to think of
yummy.
like what confection is like finger food without being like sticky and gross.
Do little sweet hand pies or something.
No macaroons.
Oh
macarons.
yes. All right. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm probably just still talking to my lovely ladies.
Started making connections.
I'm gonna whisper to my escort. I guess I'm the escort. that that hey, everyone knows.
Oh yeah, because you've been trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Bellis kind of blinks and looks at you, and it's like only surprised for like half a second, and then you hear a surprisingly like lucid chuckle come out of him. Lindsay, are you okay if I do this reaction? I just realized you normally control Bellis.
No. By all means. By all means.
Okay. And he kind of just looks at you, and he gets like this very like Cheshire like cat smile on his face, and he goes, "You know, Nabora and I had bets on whether or not you guys had a way to communicate with each other. That is fantastic to know. But yes, don't worry. It won't impact your gifts."
I gave a nod.
All right.
Ray, do you want to do anything?
Yes.
Nothing I can actually turned off Founder that. Nothing that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. She wasn't muted, but she was breaking up pretty badly, or unless we were hearing it through Kelsey's mic. So
That's possible.
all right. But we did hear you on that back end, so you're all good there. All right. So with that, I think that was everyone. All right, cool. We are moving on to next up, Nabora actually. So after
It's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So takes the book down and puts up instead this actually like freaking miniature model of a catamaran of some description. It actually looks pretty intricate for a tiny model. And puts it on like a small display up like on top, like a little stand so that it is visible for all. And auctioneer proceeds. Next we have a catamaran in the latest halfling style from Horkin Lunarlade? Lunarlade. Yeah, Lunarlade. Horkin Lunarlade. And we shall begin the bidding at 1,000 gold pieces as well. Does anyone
I
wish?
own 50.
You were
I think it's worth a shot. I'm gonna turn.
You were technically given, I think, 1,000 gold to to sort of participate in the biddery.
I don't think even if I could convince everyone to empty their pockets, we can collectively pay back $1,000.
That would be accurate.
Because I believe I'm the richest at 53.
Probably.
And that's only because you engaged in gambling.
It's worth a shot. I'm just gonna turn and be like, hear me out. Please?
To who?
To the cat.
To the cat?
Because that's who I was gambling with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's an important question here. I need to look at something here. So if I don't If Carissa, if you don't mind me on this one.
Hmm?
So Plu actually like looks at you and then kind of leans over and looks at Hazel, who has already put up the bid to put in the first bid. So
Really? Because I distinctly remember her only being interested in a dress that I said she would look lovely in. That's so interesting, Hazel. Hello.
I shit you
And-
not, that was in my documents. So it just worked out that well. Needless to say, Plu is not going to be engaging in a bidding war with her GF.
Plu kind of just looks at you, kind of gives you an apologetic smile, and goes, "I'm sorry, she had first dibs before you even got here."
No, I understand. That's so tragic, though.
In like the most like appropriate way, but obviously still kind of flirtatious, Hazel puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "If I win it, you can come for a ride sometime."
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. Does anyone else wish to attempt now that the bid is going to be up to 1,250? Didn't think so. Just wanted to double check. That being said, Hazel actually has a decent amount of competition on this one as she is bidding against Bunny, Ezekiel, your friend who you do not know, Gavin, surprising no one. Oh wait, no, Gavin is the no, Gavin is not the person I was thinking of. My apologies. I was thinking of was I thinking of Rum? Who the frick was I thinking of?
Who
Who the
like
heck's
what's their title?
The boatman. Who the heck is the
Axton.
boatman? Axton.
Axton's the boatman.
Right. Yep. We did get him on the screen, right? I remember he was missing for a hot second. Okay. Sorry, no, Gavin and Noah also. And finally rounding off here though, and who was having himself a rather fun a bit of bidding back and forth between him and Hazel, and the ultimate winner, unfortunately, for Hazel and Devin in her attempts to get a ride on this fancy boat. Bellis actually wins with a final bid of 8,000 gold.
Oh my god.
It's a fancy boat. Apparently not as fancy as some old-ass manuscripts, but a fancy boat nonetheless. All right. Moving on.
Which one is Bellis?
Bellis is the escort
Oh,
of
okay, yeah.
of Shava over there.
I gotta make my way over there to see if he said anything about this boat.
Bravo, you know what you have to do for the team.
Going to all right, okay, normally this isn't technically a pause thing, but is there any sort of like little interaction that we want to occur before I move on to the next one?
I just whisper over, "You've devastated my comrade."
As I walk around, can I walk real close to that door, see if I hear anything else?
You can, but it's going to take a while. One, because it's kind of at the back of the room, and you are supposed to be doing the bar stuff. So
I'm just walking around.
that's fair. I mean, there are guards back there. You could be offering stuff for them, but for something like that, we will wait until the next big cutoff thing, if that's okay. You might have been noticing
Sounds
that there's a pause. All right, so moving
Can
on
I
to
do
our
a little whisper?
Go ahead.
I don't want to turn to Hazel and be like, I feel like we're both very sad here. I'm sorry you lost.
All right, moving on.
I was talking into the void.
Oh, sorry. Please answer the statement. I was like, I didn't know if Hazel had a response there or not. But yes, Please provide the relevant response.
So Hazel kind of gives a dramatic sigh and puts her head on your shoulder and goes, "Unfortunately, we will have to find another boat. It is a shame. Good news is I've got plenty of money for it."
All right.
That makes one of them.
I mean, to be fair, remember she did drop. How much did she drop on that freaking dress?
Oh,
She dropped
fuck a lot.
She
A lot.
dropped like over $3,000 on that dress. So like it makes sense how she got kind of outbid there. All right, next we have, because I also wanted to double check something. Yes. Next up, after taking carefully down this intricate little model, we now bring up a I'm trying to figure out what the heck would be it's similarly framed like the location for the previous thing of location of the red stag hunts. But it is instead sort of, there's not actually anything pictured on the thing that is mounted in this frame. It's actually sort of this weird, almost iridescent fabric looking thing that is mounted here that gets this nice shimmer as you like turn your head one way or the other. And he then, our auctioneer goes, and next up we have locations of suspected fey magic influences. We shall begin the bidding at, am I reading that right? Yes, I am. We're going to start the bidding at 20K.
That's a lot of money. I don't think we have that much money.
I just sigh.
Bellis looks at you and just kind of gets an even wider grin, and he's like, "We'll see how it goes."
So now, thus I assume no one is going to try and jump in at 20 grand, but I've been wrong before. So, included in this bidding, unsurprisingly, is Bellis, as he's actually going to put in the first bid in along with that comment that he made to you. But he is up against Cornalis, which I believe is the merfolk noble. Corralis, thank you. I did get his identity correct, though. Yay me. Dithin. Noah. Quiet is also interested. Again, one of this individual who you are not as familiar with. Rowan. And then finally, the one who actually puts in the winning bid with Noah. There was a very heated battle at the end there between Noah and your boy Ezekiel, but freaking Ezekiel drops a final bid of 250 grand on this thing.
That's such a deranged amount of money to spend.
It is.
And to that effect, Noah is shaking his head like, dude, you are insane. And Rowan is, apparently this is the one thing these two can agree on, is that Ezekiel is freaking insane, because Rowan is glaring angrily at this man. Anyway, that was that one. Next up, we have, as the sort of shimmer fabric mount is taken under the podium again. Our next up, as they are approaching the podium, rather than taking out a document, you see the Baroness, whose name I did not mean to highlight that. I wrote it. We have it down. Terathalic Zofrina. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Terathalic Zofrina.
Sofrina. Terathalic Sofrina. Cool. Totheric. The Lumber Baroness.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I've been calling them their like epithets for so long. My
That's
tongue
fine.
does not know them.
That is why they're there.
Yes, and her assistant, Hazelin Lapis, come to the stage instead, and the auctioneer. Next up, we have a lumber contract with the Baroness Zofrina here, and we shall begin the bidding at that is interesting. Sorry, I was reading the thing here. Once again, we are starting the bidding off at 20K. Very large numbers. Does anyone wish to attempt to bid on the lumber contract?
I mean, I guess we could do it to like test the waters with the other patrons, but if no one bets, then we're on the hook for 20K. So that's scary.
All right.
Like we can't just say it was just a prank. I actually this was a goof bid. It wasn't real.
Funny
We,
story.
in fact, can say it's just a prank.
Funny
I was
story.
just joking.
I was actually in a game store auction with somebody who tried to pull that shit. It did not
What
go well
happens?
from him. It did not go well from him. He was further banned from the thing because literally we got into a bidding war over this one card, and of course I was getting heated, and this dude was just grinning because apparently he was just doing it to rile me up, and at some point I'm like, screw it, I'm out because it was too much money for this one card. And then the store owner was like, all right, kid, you want it for however much it was. And then the kid's like, oh, I don't actually want it. In which case he's like, that's not how this works. And he was basically forbidden from participating the rest of the time.
Yeah, of course. And like we're already in the hot seat, so like you could goof bid, but we're gonna get fucked over if we do.
Right.
It is worth noting that several people are interested in this, so you're not the only people that are going to be bidding if you look around.
Yeah, can we be clocking like who's bidding on what?
Oh yeah, no, I will give you the list here of the people who are currently bidding if you wanted to hop in at some point. You know what? In fact, I will actually say the first bid is actually Bunny.
Oh my! So I can assume that she's doing that for Mom.
That would be your best assumption. So the first person bidding, we have Bunny. We also have Ezekiel, even though he just dropped that big fat bid at the end there, he is raring to go again. We have Axton, the boatman, and how the fuck do you pronounce a K immediately next to an H?
Flebby. Laga.
Laga. Okay. I was about to be like, the frick is and which
Tool. It's Tool.
What?
The orc. Her nickname is Tool.
God. Right. Okay. Tool. Sorry. I'm like, we were calling something. All right. So yes, Tool is actually interested in this one. And then we also have Thalinar, the librarian, actually. So those are the individuals bidding. Did anyone want to throw a bid in there just to sort of test the waters or make a show of it, or what were you thinking?
I glare at every member of my. Well, no, I don't. I don't want to give myself away.
Koki is right next to you.
I just shake my head like, no, don't do it.
What you talking about, Willis?
Here's my idea. I want to, since this is something of interest to Mama, is it possible for me to like be circling with my snackies and try to overhear a little conversation after the bid is won?
Yeah. Especially because right after this is going to be another little break for you guys. So if nobody is going to be entering any bids, I can tell you how this plays out here.
Something happens in the middle of the bid.
Oh.
And we get to perceive?
Everybody roll me a perception
Where
check.
did my perception check prompt go? God damn it. Thank you.
Oh,
I perceive nothing.
Oh no.
I would love to perceive
I'm so
right now.
distracted.
Oh no.
Wow, guys.
Y'all. Okay, let's see what I do. You know what? I'm okay.
Not
At least
shit.
you're doing the best.
I broke over a 10.
We're just waiting on Ray.
It's down to Ray. Ray, you got to see this for us.
You gotta get something.
12 is
No
the
way.
best thing we've got.
There we go. Ray for the
Hey!
clutch.
Yeah.
All right, let's start from the bottom. Shava, you notice shit. You are too busy trying to convince Day with your eyeballs to never, ever, ever bet any money on this. Please, I don't want to be broke. Farida, you are unfortunately a little distracted by your two, I don't know what they are, but they're flirting with you, partners that are sitting next to you. You do kind of get a vibe that something weird's going on, but that's about it. Day, Barrett looks kind of squinty. And you do notice that there is a new guard standing next to him, talking to him. What that guard is saying is a little bit, even with your keen hearing, a little hard.
Everybody's talking too much.
Yeah.
This auction's got people riled.
Benny, because you are so focused on your sister, you know a little bit more than you probably should. You're a little intent on keeping her protected, so you notice that the orc next to you begins to sweat buckets. Like incredibly uncomfortable buckets. Ray, you notice everything I have described so far, except for I'm actually going to have you roll me another d20, and we're going to see if it's actually better than the other one, because I think you have keen healing as well. I don't think that was better.
No.
No, unfortunately. Okay. You still hear a lot. So, you do kind of, you can kind of read the lips. Your roguey senses are tingling, of the guard that's kind of talking quietly over in Barrett's ears. They're talking too quietly for you to hear over everything else that's going on, but you can kind of read the name Thalinar because it's so distinct of a name. And you think Tool with the things that you're seeing going around you. And the guard is like emphatically gesturing opening books and stuff. And you notice that Barrett, even though he's just getting squintier, you notice the tension in his neck is getting heavier. Like there's just a little bit of bulge, a little bit of strain. And you also notice that Thalinar, the orc's spouse, is glaring daggers at the orc. It's a side-eye dagger, but it's a not happy face. You also kind of possibly notice behind you that there's like guards shuffling around in a way that they were not before, and that's a little weird.
Not to make a Game of Thrones reference, but like, are the Reigns of Castamere about to start playing? What's going on here?
I have an idea of what that might be a reference to, but
When that song plays and people are locked in a room, everyone in the room dies.
Oh yeah, that
Oh.
event. Gotcha. Yep. I mean, yes, I am acknowledging that, but Carissa is accurate that is not specifically what is happening. Sorry, just realized.
Yeah. Y'all gonna die.
Yeah, no. Okay. Anyway,
You should be able to get out of this encounter alive.
Should being the operative word.
All right. So,
Should be.
Coincidentally, whether it is because he was distracted by this new endeavors or what, but Thalinar actually misses the last bid that Bunny placed in, and Bunny actually wins this lumber baroness thing.
Good for my sister.
And Thalinar is looking pretty damn disgruntled. specifically, she wins it for 150k gold plus resources, which she kind of threw in there at the end. So that is interesting. All right, we now I will, as they start to pack up here. So the Baroness and her assistant go back to their seats. Nabora is going to start packing up some of the items from underneath her little table, and she's going to start walking to the back with them. In the meantime, what is everyone else doing during this pause? As it sort of feels like we're if you're doing a head count, we're rolling into the main event here.
I don't know why I want to be close to this guy.
I'm running with the assumption that the reason the orc is sweating is because I sold her and her husband up the fucking river, so to speak. So I've done my duty. I've warned my sister. Maybe I should just go keep running the circuit.
Nabora is the wife of the guy I'm sitting next to, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, are we going with Nabora?
Bella
No.
shakes his.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he shakes his like, oh no, she's just going to put away the earlier props and go get the final item. We shoot, sorry. Barrett and her didn't get a chance to set up a nice display for it like they did everything else, what with the sudden swap of manifest, as it were. I'm sorry. Me as a DM, I can't remember the right word. Manifest was the only word I could think of. It's that an itinerary. What's the correct word? Somebody help me.
Itinerary?
The docket?
Docket. Thank you. God, I could not remember the word. Thank you. Due to the sudden shift in docket. Nah, she'll be back probably by the end of the auction, if not sooner.
Okay.
Is anyone else doing anything?
I mean, I only perceived the people I was with. I am just talking to them, having a good time.
Totally
waiting
fine.
to see when my friend's coming back with a drink, because I for sure finished mine by now.
All right. Speaking of, is Koki doing anything? She has walked in the proximity of Barrett here.
Yeah.
Or they, I should say, my bad.
I was debating on what I wanted to start saying. Because even just offering him a drink could open a can of worms. I don't know if I'm ready to handle.
he is giving off a very intense aura right now. So I could definitely see you walking up about to offer drinks. He looking at you and then you about facing.
Yep.
He name checked all of us when he had me, didn't he? Or he name checked that he knew that I had people with me?
I don't think he name dropped. He heavily insinuated that he knew who went with you to go look up the microgriffins, though.
Okay, so I might, if I see you heading that way, I might say I really wouldn't. He knows about us.
I'll just come back this way. Who was saying they wanted a drink?
Rowan. She won the one auction. This lovely blue lady here. Right next to you.
We'll just come see if she wants a drink. I don't know where to stand to be next to her, but there we go.
That was close enough, yeah.
She gets all excited and she goes, lovely. Yes, I will probably be in a much better mood than whatever is going on there. I could use it after losing the other auction. Could I just have a glass of wine?
Purple nurples? Oh no, purple nurples?
No purple nurples for me, she says with a giggle.
Okay.
I just yeah, and then she kind of squints at you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I just must have seen you in town. Yeah, that'll be great. That's all I need. I believe
Yeah.
your character was taking a swim in the river when the rest of the players were interacting with her.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I was actually supposed to know or not. So I was just like, I just tend to have one of those faces.
It's a very unique face. But she seems very thankful, and she gives you 3 copper.
Whoop, whoop. I'm gonna be rich on this boat. All right, let's go get a drink. Come to the bar. Blah 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 blah.
All right. Anybody else want to do something? All right, Lindsay.
All right. We are moving on. All right. The auctioneer sort of straightens up. She's like, and now for our final item of this evening. We do not have a display, unfortunately. It is a map of potential new natural phenomena of the island. Let me see. The bidding for this is to begin at oh dear God. He doesn't say that. Sorry, I forgot what this number was. Yeah, no. This is actually going to start at 50K.
Oh,
We're
Hey.
so, like, we had no chance. We came in here so poor. We had nothing.
But you do now know where a lot of expensive things are.
oh shoot. We should have been paying closer attention, huh?
This has been like the course of like an hour or two tops, I assume. I'm willing to say your characters would remember this shit. If you ask us, we will give you a list of who won what.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
I would say at least. Carissa, is that acceptable to you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So, assuming
I whisper to the elf next to me.
Mhm.
You promise that they won't ruin anything on that island.
for the sake of saying it, the Fey one was actually earlier. This is something different.
They're not the same? Okay.
They are not the same. So there was already the map of the magic.
Yes. I thought they were okay. I kind of thought there were 2. That's okay.
Yeah, there are 2.
Cool.
And then this one was specifically of natural phenomena. It is
Oh,
they were
okay.
2 separate things.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. Okay, and so to that end, Bellis is actually bidding. So it had it what you calls it. So actually, yeah, no, there's a lot of heat on this one. Excuse me. Specifically, we've got on this list Bellis, Corliss. I mispronounced that again, didn't I?
Am I coming through? Good gravy. Yeah, no, that was it.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Corliss, Dithin. Yes, Dithin. And Ezekiel. Ezekiel is going at this again. Goddamn. This man.
Money, money, money.
Special interests.
Yeah,
Noah,
he works for an entire guild.
Yes. Noah, Quiet, Rowan, and also Thalinar. So we've got friggin' 9 people bidding on this mess. And you what you calls it? Of note, Thalinar, Shava, you're kind of close enough to hear him curse once it gets above a certain point, and you assume he is probably out of cash. But at the end, it actually comes down to the last 2 in this thing is Rum, the kitchen man, if I recall correctly from our notes. My brain is glitching. I think that's the chef. Yeah, the chef. Rum, the chef, actually backs down to Quiet, the who has put in an absolutely absurd bid of 640 grand for this map and various information dockets.
That's the GDP of a small country, just so everybody's understanding how much stupid Lucratus money that is.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
it's a
is-
lot.
That is a fuck ton of money. If you guys,
I
you
wanna-
guys would.
I want to go back to being a pirate. I'm tired of seeing all these rich people throw around money. I'm going back to mom. Fuck this.
It's time to eat the rich, kids.
Man, that's my end goal is to be a pirate, to get this money. Why did you ever
Work for my
leave?
mom, you can.
All right. So, with that, the auctioneer taps his gavel and claims Quiet the winner. But then he was like, "Your prize is where is Miss her not he would call her by her last name, Grenier Grenrear no there's an N Grenren. Sorry, my brain was trying to flip the letters. Grenren. Where's Miss Grenren?" And yeah, a couple of people are looking around because that actually took a hot minute, if you couldn't tell by all the big fuck off numbers that would obviously have been flying around. And she's not back yet. Carissa,
Right.
do you wish to take this on?
Yep. Let us.
Holy
Oh.
moly.
Bob?
Apparently, I rode for all
Just
of
rolled
you.
for everybody.
Hey!
Hey, you rolled just as good as I did.
right.
20. Wow, yay.
Look at my roll, guys, that I complete.
For me every
Two-
time.
Yeah, just look at my green number.
I perceive the world.
All right. Is everybody comfortable with me using the ones that I rolled, or do you guys like to roll your own?
No,
Please
it's
keep
fine.
it.
I will never turn down a dirty 20 when, no.
You rolled me a natural 20. I'm not going to turn that down.
Ray, would you like to re-roll? Actually, no. Ray and Cookie, give me another roll because you both have keen hearing. So give me a second and I will request that and then not roll for you this time. Jesus Christ. Hey,
All right.
you guys are on
That's
it.
pretty
Good
good roll.
gravy.
Yeah.
All right. So, starting from the bottom, Day. While you are getting, actually, if you're comfortable with it, I'm going to say you're over here and you already gave Rowan back your drink. Because that
That's
would have
fine.
taken long enough.
Yeah.
All right. You're over here and you hear kind of it click into everybody's brain that the lawyer isn't back. So you see all at the same time, Barrett and his guard start moving. Bellis starts moving, and Shava, I'm going to assume you're going to be moving with him when we get to you. So I'll just start moving you before and then I'll describe things when we get to you. Rowan looks uncomfortable. Quiet looks, as much as you can tell, amused. Ray, you see everything that I just described because you are also in the same area. You notice that tension that Barrett was carrying seems to have lost its focus and is now to the back of the room. You are behind them. You are welcome to move with the group as they go back. You also notice that Gavin and Gila actually move towards the front of the room. Gavin is already moving his spouse. The auctioneer, likewise, is moving backwards. Axton is moving forward. Rum is moving backwards. And Noah is moving backwards. You also, from the back of the room, now that there's almost this kind of eerie quiet, you and Koki can hear what is definitely scuffling to the point of like probably people in a fight. Benny, your protect my sister's senses were tingling, and you watch as Bunny kind of starts moving back a little bit as well. Would you like to follow her?
Of course, I would like to follow her. I have the Sentinel feat now. If anything comes forward, I'm on that shit.
Which is technically not triggered until after you leave the boat.
Oh, well then why are you giving me the option in my character sheet?
I'm sorry.
Well then, hey,
Sorry.
already in
They were
action
being
instead of
unprepared.
having Sentinel automatically already in action to attack anything that comes at her.
Beautiful.
Fair enough.
Because you are on the north side, I will say even without your good ears, you can hear the fighting in the back as well. Hazel grabs Plu, and also actually grabs Farida and moves them
Yeah!
backwards. And then same with the dragon and their guard. And the guard is standing in front of the dragon. Dragonborn. Corliss doesn't look like they know what the hell they want to do. Tool starts booking it towards the back at a I'm not running, but I am walking very fast kind of pace and looks incredibly uncomfortable. Farida, you are being dragged by your girlfriends so they can protect you, or vice versa. They both kind of look concerned, and Hazel has kind of moved behind both of you. You've kind of heard everything that I have described so far, and from the back of the room, you are in perfect line of sight to notice that that door is open, and you can kind of see the movements of bodies through it. You can also kind of tell as you glance around really quick that is probably the person, that Benny is very protective of the person next to him. That whatever Tool is doing, they're up to no good. You've seen enough sneaky peepee to know that they are. Wow, that was.
I was
adult
gonna
of me.
say.
Shh,
I wasn't gonna call it out. I was just gonna keep it in my heart.
peepees.
I'm sorry I laughed.
I was smirking over here, and I'm like, "Don't say anything." But then she said something, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna not say anything then."
I opened it. It's my fault. You've known enough sneaky people to know that that is somebody with a guilty conscience and probably some form of red hands, though whether or not it's attached to this is hard to tell. You can see, I'm going to tell you with that nat 20, that you can see remnants of magic through the open door, kind of like sparking by as if magic is being used in the back area, and at least 3 guards. You also notice 2 more guards are kind of starting to move to position themselves on either side of the door. And on the other side of the staircase, all of the door guards have moved up to the door as well. Shava, you and your ridiculously high natural perception, you cannot see into the door quite as well as Farida could. You can, however, see people moving around, scuffling, and people moving towards the door. And you are pretty sure whatever magic is being used back there is nature themed in some variety. Bellis, who is kind of like leading you, has gone from a very quick walk to a very perturbed light canter.
And I'm keeping up with him.
And you're keeping up with him.
Can I put my hand on my rapier since I'm in the front of me and my 2 friends?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if we allowed weapons on, like, would they be carrying weapons? I couldn't remember if they would be like peace tied or something.
I thought they were allowed to carry weapons because magic wasn't fully nulled. I don't specifically remember.
That sounds right. Okay, couldn't remember. All right, no, that's fair.
All right, yes, you can totally put your hand on your rapier and be ready to go. Does anybody else want to prepare an action or do something other than what I have already described?
I have no clue.
Does anybody want to describe to me whether they want to go look for it, if they want to pull back, if they want to just kind of brace for impact? What would you like to do?
Like I said, I just have a ready to action. I am going to, if something comes from my sister, they're going to get a shocking grasp.
Perfect. Farida, do you want to just stick it out?
If someone comes for me, I think, is the cat's name Plu before I mess this up?
Plu with an L.
Plu. Me, Plu, or Hazel. I don't want to say I'm going to use lightning because I feel like that might mess up a line and I'll hit my friend here. So I'm just going to slash him with my sword.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Ray, is there anything you want to do? Anywhere you want to go?
I'm gonna do typical rogue things, and I'm actually gonna try to disengage from what's going on to kind of head towards the back and shadows.
Okay, go ahead and move your character where you would like them to go. All right. And I will assume that you're stealthing.
Yes.
Perfect.
Don't shoot too much.
All right, Cookie, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Oh, these people went all the way up there.
That is his wife.
Wait, what? Who's what?
So these two people that are far up,
Yeah.
his wife is in the back room. The lawyer is his wife, and that is the person who went into the back room where the noise is currently coming from and the fighting.
Gotcha. I kind of what are these? These are tables, right?
They're chairs. You can walk
Mhm.
around them. Don't worry about it.
They're chairs.
Yeah. They're not going to encumber you at all.
Underneath one. Well, yeah, I was just gonna go underneath one if there was a table.
Gotcha.
And
You could
maybe-
probably hide behind your drink cart if you wanted to kind of
Oh,
give
there we go.
yourself.
Let's do that. I'm gonna crouch back here. I'm gonna ready my bow. Just in
Right.
case.
All right. Lindsay, would you say that's quarter cover or half cover?
I'm thinking about what a bar cart is. I'd actually probably say that's like half cover, especially if she's like crouching down behind. Well, wait, no, a bar cart has slots in it. Quarter cover.
Quarter cover. Okay. All right. Lindsay, would you like to take over from here?
I think I can. If I say anything out of line, let me know.
Will do. I'm sure you'll be fine.
All right. So, Barrett and his guard are catching up with Bellis and Shava. Actually, I'm going to say that Barrett might actually be outpacing his guard a bit here. Can I select
Yeah.
these guys? Yeah. Okay. And Bellis and Shava, you are all both shimmying as well. So I'm just trying to get these guys going here. Come on, move, darn you. Thank you. All right. And as you are getting closer, Shava, you totally hear what is clearly like straight up fighting, and you hear Nabora making the sounds of some description of verbal components for magics. I think that was where we were going with that. You said there was magics. I assumed it was Nabora doing magic.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay, I was about to be
Sorry,
like,
I was saying, man, I think I was too quiet.
All right. No, you're good. I'm pretty sure that's who's using magic. All right. So you are getting up here. And by the time you get up here, the guards are, actually, you can sort of start seeing through the slit here. The, wow, this angle is terrible for vision. Sorry. Yeah. Or actually, maybe you can see him. Their guards are actually in the process of apprehending some dude who is looking pretty beat to shit at this point. With Nabora, who is equally looking pretty beat to shit. And she is like, it is clear that she has been trying to like wall this dude from something in the back there that you can't exactly see. At this point, Bellis is kind of gonna like be leaving you and like rushing to get to his wife, but there are like guards in the way. And Barrett, on the other hand, is seeing some shit go down, and he is just going to push right past literally everyone to get in front of this dude. Do you follow in after them?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna wheel you here if that's all right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Bellis is allowed to get past to go to his wife, who again is looking pretty beat up, and you can see that she now on the other side of her is clearly some sort of ajar trap door. And Barrett is now what you calls it. I'm not actually sure how Barrett would approach this situation, but I'm going if I say anything again out of line, let me know. But Barrett is you see I don't know if Benny actually described it, but you see this man who has already been a very large man that you have seen seem to like get taller, and like he has this bulk to him, this weight. He is an imposing wall in front of this man who is beaten and bloody, but still staring at Barrett with a certain level of defiance. And Barrett very simply leans into him along the lines of, "Who are you?" And this dude is just staying completely mute and glaring. At which point, Barrett just sort of grabs his jaw. And at which point, he grabs it with enough. You ever like grab the side of your jaw and it like forces the mouth open? Like he does that. At which point, you note this man has no tongue. So probably not going to get any. So his being mute does not seem like it was an act of choice.
Okay, I was gonna say, does it look like it happened recently, or no? It's an old thing.
It's an old thing. This man, like nobody has like lopped up this man's tongue. Don't worry, Carissa had the same thought like immediately when we originally were coming up with this plan, and she's like, wait, how the fuck did he lose his tongue? And it's like, no, just an old wound. The man just has no tongue.
Okay.
He is just mute.
I was like, what did Barrett do?
He did. All right. And so instead, Barrett then is very roughly going over this man's coat. Oh, totally forgot. As Bellis is tending to Nabora, she pulls out from her like the folds of like her dress coat thing it is somewhat like crushed, but it is clearly like a stack of papers that are otherwise intact. So Barrett now looks over and looks at Nabora, look at the documents that Nabora has, and he is now looking back at this dude, at this individual. And it's like, thief then. As he is now going to very roughly sort of pat this man down, or I'm going to just not even say like just roughly, just like this dude, like Barrett is just like pulling open his jackets and everything, his coats.
Giving him a shakedown.
A good solid shakedown. And this dude, even though he is attempting, he's making sounds of discomfort, definitely, is the best I could say that. At which point, Barrett does find some papers, gives a quick glance over like one or two, and chucks it aside. It looks like it might have just been like a shopping receipt or something. And then he grabs one other item, or one other piece of paper from inside a pocket. And he's holding it and he's looking at it. And you just see that tension in his neck like solidify into a solid boulder, and you almost feel like you can hear the gnashing of his teeth as they grind against each other as he stares at this document. And do we want a perception check for this, or do we just want to say she sees this?
She sees it. She's standing right next to him.
Fair enough. That's what I figured. That was my intention there, but wanted to double check. And you notice, if I do this correctly, hang on, do I just click it?
I'm assuming the picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw the picture back up because I have it. Remind me how I do that.
Should be a show everyone at the top corner. Unless they moved it. What's it under?
You somehow put it underneath War Mage Old, but if you just search the word symbol underneath the items, it should pop up.
Weird.
Have you located it?
Yeah, I just don't remember it being...
Yeah, it shouldn't be under War Mage Old. I don't know why it's there, but who cares?
It shouldn't even be labeled that way. I don't know how it got changed to that. Because it makes it so you can't show the picture easily.
Oh.
So you used to just... There we go.
You see it emblazoned with this mysterious symbol. The same mysterious symbol that you fuckers have been hired to track down.
We saw that.
Indeed. And now Shava is seeing it on this piece of paper that was in this dude's pocket.
I reach over and kind of take it and spread it out to look at it.
You are going to try and take it out of Barrett's hands. This man who looks like he is about to murk this fucker.
Yes, and I say at the same time, I've seen this before.
So I'll take this one.
Yeah, no, you take this because I have no idea what this man would do at this point. Carry on, good sir. Ma'am, whatever.
So Barrett had in one hand the symbol, looking pissed, and in the other hand, he still kind of had the scruff. Because it's not his shirt anymore. He's just gorilla gripping the back of this dude's head. And you take it out of his hand, and you can almost hear the creak in his muscles as he turns his neck to slowly look at you and goes, I'm aware that you have seen it before. Do you have anything else to add to that information?
Yeah, you're kind of being a dick.
Oh, he's so
No
scary.
choice.
Can I tell my sister? Can I mutter to my sister to leave, like now?
Run. Just telling her run.
Just leave right now. That's
Is
not even a joke. I want her to go.
is Bunny gonna book it?
Yeah, no, at this point, like, I feel like Bunny is definitely going to listen to her brother on this one. In addition to other thing, is she's just gonna. I mean, it's not like she can physically leave the boat, but she's definitely at least gonna go the fuck back to her room right now.
Does my girl not have a Misty Step? Come on, babe.
A lot.
Okay, I was gonna say this is technically not the version I made. This is the other one for obvious reasons, I think.
Should be the one you made.
Is it? Did you change like the icon or something? Then I take it.
Yeah, just for this.
Oh, that's fair. That makes sense. No, Misty Step is not a spell that you are aware that she knows.
Well, she gotta get out, and I hope she does.
She knows her way around running away.
Mhm.
All right, so Barrett kind of just looks at Shava and is like,
I cross my arms and I say, well, if you knew something about it, why wouldn't you give us the information when you knew we were here trying to help figure it out?
You had no information that he knew that specifically, but okay.
Well, he obviously had the information.
He had the information.
He didn't say it, and he knew we were there trying to figure it out. So why didn't he tell us?
He didn't know you were there to figure that out. He just knew you were here for some
and you figured
reason.
out the previous problem. He wasn't sure why you guys were here.
Well, I made an assumption,
Well,
and now he can deal with it.
That's
You know what?
fine.
You gotta
I
play
just
your
wanted to
ways, baby. I love
clarify
it.
that is not something we told you, that is in fact an assumption you are making.
It is an
Just
assumption
so-
I am making, and I am going with it.
All right.
Fair enough.
So Barrett now that you are up close in him, you can kind of see it. Like there's just like subtle changes slowly going on in his face. Slightly sharper teeth, slightly pointier ears. And you now are definitely sure that it's not just the fact that this man is tall and knows how to loom. He is actually getting bigger. And he goes, "What information?"
We were trying to figure out about who stole the microgriffins.
And you feel that's related to this. And you feel I didn't give you information about what?
We found this from the guys who stole the microgriffin.
I'm aware. I paid for the investigation.
I'm
Why
not
wouldn't
actually sure he would have been aware of that.
Wouldn't have Dran debriefed him?
Dran hasn't gotten a chance to talk to this man. That's why they had to go and investigate, because he was already on the boat.
Dran has not sent the letter? Okay, well, ignore that last statement then. I was under the impression that they would have gotten the information to him one way or another. Okay.
No,
I hold the paper. This guy is one of the guys who worked with the people that stole the microgriffins. And I'm pointing at him as I'm waving the paper in his face.
He goes, "You're both wrong and right. I suppose Dran told you about that symbol?"
Yes.
All right, then you would know that I am also connected to that symbol.
He didn't tell us that.
You saw this man's picture on the, like, fucking Scooby-Doo board.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And he kind of just looks at you and he plucks. Feel free to start moving. And he kind of just like slowly reaches over with like 2 fingers and pulls the paper out of your hands and goes, "While I appreciate the follow through with where my money is going, do not take things out of my hands."
I'm sorry, I got overexcited.
You are lucky that Nabora likes you. She's already distressed enough. I don't need to be squishing a friend. And something about him, like a little bit of the edge seems to fall off. The man is still held like stasis in front of him, defiant, but not moving. And he goes, "This symbol, I'll tell you later. And then we'll see if you're interested in putting that gumption to further use. I'm not a huge fan of one of your teammates, but if it gets the job done faster, perhaps I can ignore that."
I just give a nod.
Barrett turns back to the thief. And Lindsay, if you would.
Yes. So at this point, they wouldn't have a brig. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck they would lock this man up.
We decided to put him in one of the rooms that was unoccupied.
Oh yeah, one of the rooms that's unoccupied. So Barrett is going to turn. By the way, it should be noted that there were clearly a couple other guards in here, and at least one of the other ones is unconscious and shit. So that explains why this dude is kind of beat the fuck up. He's been fighting like 3 or 4 people before Nabora showed up even. So Barrett is going to look at his guards and it's like, "Take him to one of the unoccupied rooms and do not let him leave." And then they're going to pretty much do that. And then I assume, I don't actually know what room he's going to go to. So yes, by all means, please migrate them as needed. Also, to everyone else in the room, you now see guards escorting this fucker who looks like he has gotten the snot beat out of him. Before I continue, is anyone else doing anything? Because I feel like we accidentally paused on that for a hot minute there.
I'm
I
gonna take
think
that as
Benny
a
was coming over to me.
Yes.
Benny. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be there as they're taking him out?
We are experiencing difficulty. Hold on.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I did say that she was stepping away for a minute.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Oh, damn it, this thing messing with my Zoom.
All right. Well, she's kind of away. Bellis, and Nomura haven't really been the most romantic couple since you have known them. However, Bellis is 110% worried and doting on his beat up wife. And Nabora looks simultaneously tired as all hell and deeply satisfied.
Can I
So-
do a healing?
Yeah, you absolutely
Yes, you
can.
absolutely can.
Also, sorry, I'm back. Go ahead.
Welcome back.
Okay, and how would I do that?
Let's see, what spell do you have that does the healing?
Cure wounds.
Yes. Yep, so go ahead and just cast Cure Wounds from your spell book or your actions on your character sheet.
Okay.
And then roll that healing.
Nice.
That is probably the most effective healing that you possibly could have done.
Very
And
nice.
yes, and Nabora looks significantly better, and it's very obvious from the surprised expression that both of them give you that you earned a lot of points with that. Also,
Oh, sorry. You
surprising-
can go.
No, you're fine. I started talking right at the same time. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Just
Yep. Fantastic. All right. Maybe it's because you're standing right next to him. Maybe it's because of the comment that he made earlier about Nabora. But you've also won a lot of cookie points with Barrett. He looks
very nice.
significantly less stressed, and he seems notably smaller. He's still a big hulking man, but he's not a big hulking man that is threatening to break the floorboards upon which he stands.
I just smile at her and I'm like, thank you for everything you've done for me. I should have healed you before I started snapping.
And Nabora kind of shrugs, and she goes, "To be fair, that did seem a little bit more pressing."
All right, and now, Benny, we had the question of where you wanted to end up, or did we already ask that and my brain blanked?
I think you told me to start moving since I said once my sister left, I was going to try to at least cover for Shava a little bit since she was getting into it with Barrett. But since that situation has diffused a little bit, as far as I can tell, presumably, I'll back up a little bit. I want to keep an eye on as many of the homies as I can.
All right. Well, then you probably were right beside the door when you saw the guards take the thief out, looking beat to all fuck, and saw that most of the fight was done, and probably saw Shava heal Nabora and earn some cookie points with the man who really does not like you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, better to have a temporary What else did I want? I think yeah, like I said, I just want to keep an eye on the homies, make sure no one else is getting into hot water in this pitched situation. So
Yeah. All right. Lindsay,
Yes.
take it away.
Well, I did just send you a question because I wasn't sure
Oh.
what the plan was now.
Oh, sorry, it didn't give me a ding. 1 second.
You're good.
You mean just continue as Barrett then?
Yes, by all means then, because yeah, if we're gonna have this convo, I'm gonna say that at this point, seeing that I will say though, just to wrap this up, seeing that some dude has gotten taken out, as people, I'm going to guess, start filtering out of the back room, everyone else is probably gonna start leaving except for Quiet, who would still like their bid, would still like the thing that they won. Or is it she? I think Quiet's a she.
Quiet as a she.
Quiet is a she. The thing that she won. Everyone else, I'm going to say, is probably filtering out. Does that seem about accurate?
That seems accurate. Barrett's
Okay.
actually going to send most of the guards to kind of reassure the groups and get them out of there.
Ah, good, good.
The one that was with him earlier and whispering things in his ears is actually going to stay by the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that Nabora is stable and that the guards have taken away the other gentleman, he turns and looks at Shava and goes,
You just cut out.
he goes, how much do you like your teammates?
I do enjoy working with them.
That's a shame. All right. The symbol in which you received is connected to a very specific place. Lindsay, would you like to explain the symbol so I don't?
Yeah. So, in a more Barrett-y way, or maybe I can try it. I will attempt to try at least. I will probably fail, but I will at least try. All right. This symbol belongs to not quite an individual, but a company, organization, not quite sure what you would call it. But some people who can sort of sort out different problems for people who are willing to pay, basically. And generally speaking, they have a... You shouldn't assume that they are loyal to any individual, but up until now, it's never been in any sort of way that I've found to be personal. But this has been a bit more than I would like. So I'd be willing to give you information on the individuals who are behind this and where you might be able to locate them, if you would do me the honors of taking care of them for me.
Can I go over it with the rest of my team before I give you a decision?
I assume he would be okay with that, Carissa?
Yeah, Barrett kind of does like the squinty brow, displeased man expression, but kind of gives a gruff nod and goes, "It would be irresponsible for me to send you there by yourself."
Okay. Is there a time and a place we could meet you at tonight?
You can meet me back at my quarters, and he gives you the room number for his quarters. It's one of the corner rooms. I will likely be there with Nabora and Bellis debriefing what happened. And I guess you can bring all of them if they would like to come along with you. Bellis kind of throws over his shoulder and he goes, "Well, technically, she doesn't have to." And Barrett kind of raises an eyebrow and then looks back down at Shava and goes, listening device?
I give a nod.
Fair, valid. I would as well. So if they want to come with you, they can, or they can just listen and you can relay them information. Frankly, at this point, I don't care. We will be docking soon, and should you guys in the morning, pretty early in the morning, and should you guys decide to take up this job for me, I will request that you leave immediately.
Okay.
And he
Let me
nods.
go and give him a talk, and I'll get back to you.
He nods. All right. All right. Feel free to move your characters around and get a talk in between each other. Pretty much everybody has left aside from you guys, I want to say. What do you think, Lindsay?
I think Quiet did still want their prize, but if the guards will have assured them that they will bring the map to Quiet's quarters, she would have left as well.
Actually, let's do something a little interesting. So, as you're leaving Shava, Quiet is actually standing by the door waiting, looking very apathetic at what has happened thus far. And as you're leaving the room, she goes in to talk to Barrett.
I raise my eyebrows and keep walking.
All right. All on you, Lindsay, if you want to add anything.
No, I feel like at this point, they should just get to talking on stuff, or if there's anything else they specifically want to do. Unless there was something else. I can't think of anything else that needs specifically added. Is there something that I'm forgetting?
No, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. I think I deleted your character, Katie.
Oh, it went black, but I kind of thought you just cut the lights on us and you were gonna do something dramatic soon.
No, I wish, but no. There you go.
No,
You're back in the
Shava
room.
did all the drama there.
I would have.
Do some drama.
Actually,
Just one
before-
thing. If I was staying behind while they left, I would have told Plu and Hazel that I would meet up with them later.
Okay, cool. I was actually just about to ask if you actually wanted to go with him or not. So that answers that question. Perfect.
Aren't you gonna go and make good on all the flirting?
I was going to, but then you guys were saying that all of us were gonna be here, and I didn't want to like mess it up.
You can leave.
You can just,
Yeah,
you can just tell us over the magical fucking walkie-talkie.
Y'all have magic
Be like,
walkie-talkies.
"Besties,
Go
I
and
gotta
flirt,
go get
goddamn.
laid."
I have no information to give the group other than that I have been talking to these two people and I gambled a bunch of money, which I think they would know one of already.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll stick you in. Do you want to go to their room?
Yeah, invite me.
Yeah, they invite you. They
Oh,
say
boy.
it's been a long night.
I absolutely do. Then it's got to be nicer than mine.
All right. Well, you are going to be on a black screen for a while then, so
Oh,
you can probably.
boy.
Not the cut to black.
The cut to black.
Oh shit.
Congratulations.
Oh, I can actually see the room. This is fun.
I'm out here trying to talk to everyone. Turn off your comm. Verity, turn off your comm. Turn it off.
All right. Well, you have fun. We're gonna keep that tasteful, but you have fun.
That's
The
hilarious.
rest of you are doing the boring grunt work of talking about jobs because you didn't get enough flirtation in.
So, you know that paper we found that had the symbol on it?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
So Barrett's willing to tell us where they are and who they are. Under one condition. We go and take care of them.
Oh, dang.
Is that something you guys would want to do?
I mean, I feel like we've been in some pretty tough battles up till now, so why not another one?
Will we be compensated?
That's I don't know that yet.
Heavily.
Yeah, we would need to be compensated for something like this. But it seems like Barrett's loaded.
I'm open to negotiating.
Okay.
As you guys are talking, you do see Barrett, Bellis, and the lawyer walk back upstairs. Where is
Do-
their room?
Do we want to go follow him then?
You absolutely can if you'd like.
Okay.
Let's go for it. We can get Verde up to speed later.
What? Why am I not allowed to move on the map?
Also, I was trying. Did Ray make a comment and I missed it, or is Gina's mic out, or was he also quiet? I didn't know if he had an opinion on matters.
I didn't know if Gina had said it, but she's not feeling well, so
Oh.
I thought that she might have disappeared because she was cutting out early. But yeah, she's not feeling so good.
I'm so sorry. Is it because of the convo we had earlier? I didn't mean to make her that sick.
No, Gina just physically doesn't feel good. So
Aw.
We'll do a little something side mission for her at the beginning of the next session.
Can we do this talk next session too?
Yeah.
yeah, since we're
Okay.
95.
Oh shit, yeah,
'Cause-
because it's 9. I'm sorry. I lost
Yeah.
track of time. I for
Oh
some
no,
reason.
that's okay.
No, this is a perfect break off time. We do actually well, I don't really know if we need to ask okay, so first let me cut the recording and then I just have like a quick debriefing question type thing here. Anyway, this has been the Dead Sea God, session 13. We had some crazy shit happen. Yay everyone. Have a good night.
We did it.